Good morning, guys. How are we all going?
Morning. How's it going?
Good, Jess. End of a month. I'm a bit tired, to be honest.
What a month, though.
Really enjoyed it. There's been some really nice price action. Good
Yeah,
manipulation zones. Good standard deviations. Less Trump manipulation, I think, this month.
yeah, you were really excited about PA last week, I remember. So it's been pretty good this week.
It's been fun. How are we going for numbers? Might be a small one today. How's everyone else's week been? Pop some comments in the chat. Green. That's what we want to hear. That's what everyone's here for. Did most people catch the short? London high of the day?
I sure didn't. Frieden actually invited me to London, and was supposed to join, but I had family visit last minute, and they like impromptu just showed up unannounced, and so I
Yeah.
couldn't show up, and I missed the beautiful shorts.
Family.
Luckily, though, I did finish earlier this week. Thank God. Tuesday was actually pretty good
Very
after I
nice.
got off stream. Yeah, yeah, that's the problem with days like today, right? You even have to cut your trades before the consistency gets out of
Everyone's
hand.
making too much money. I got to cut them.
Amazing. Love to hear it.
All right. Shall we jump into it?
For
So
sure.
many new people in here.
Guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask away in the chat. I'll be happy to answer while he's charting up.
All right. We'll run through. Let's do this. 12 monthly. I feel like I'm getting a broken record on these really high time frame ones at the moment.
It's a good recap for those who are new.
So we have our bearish order block here. Our bullish order block here. This is our bearish candle back from 2022. And we come through, we break above, and we come back and retest this order block here. And price staying above 50% CE of that. Going into our 6 monthly, you can see this whole swing being a manipulation swing. And worth taking note for when we do have our bullish up only price action on lower time frames to look for fair value gaps within those manipulations. And a good example. So if we draw that Sibian, you can see price comes up, flips it, bodies close above. And once we've closed above here, we come back up and retest that nicely. And then we had an OTE swing as well. We can do from here to this high. Oops. We can see price coming back to that 0.62 nicely and into that inverted Sibi. Down to our monthly. We have our monthly manipulation swing here. Standard deviations off that monthly swing. Draw them on as well for a quick look. So our SD 1.5 and coming into our reaccumulation, push up, and then we get that manipulation swing. We had SBS count here as well. So we had 1, 2, 3, and then we come back down and we sweep the low of 2. And we're in expansion to the high. We can put a quick count on that as well. So 3 ends up here, 4, 5. Nice and clean.
Really clean. You even called that SBS on the way down, not just on the way up.
Which is interesting watching it, and when you see, if you put our 2 across here, like when you see this and it's down here, you know, it hasn't bounced back up yet. You're like, oh, is it?
Yeah.
Can
I
it do
recall.
it? And then all the confluence just lines up from the higher time frames.
Yeah. Literally came right to all the levels that we called out on the higher time frames before that. So really clean. I believe the quarterly order block that's there too. So really nice.
And the difficult part is I actually wanted 5 to be here at CE that week.
Yeah, I remember. Just straight up.
Extremely bullish. Nice to see a few more people jumping into the stream. Any questions, guys? Drop them in the chat. And we'll keep moving. So very nice monthly price action. And that swing failure pattern here that we've talked about a few times, where price comes down, sweeps all the lows, closes back in the range, and then we look for it to move to the high of the range, particularly the high of that down close candle.
Learn For said, do you think NQ is still bullish?
At the moment, we want to, because we're just starting a new month, and we are like if we look at the daily and the 1 hour, we'll cover that in a sec. It is switching to previous. We might see a bearish retracement now, and we can mark out some areas to watch for that as well shortly.
Yeah.
Which is what I want. Like I don't like just up only. I want to see some internal range liquidity build up and give me some levels to target.
Yeah, we want to see rebalancing for sure. Or else it just knifes without us getting an opportunity to get in.
All right, so switch to the weekly. So weekly, we had our change in state of delivery here. And so this was the high that then made the low. So we can also do a standard deviation from that. Level 2. Some higher time frame targets. And we can also line them up with like that monthly swing that we're looking at here. So we have SD 4.5 up here, SD 2.5, 1.5. And then we get another deviation swing on the daily as well that we can watch. And we also want to look at this weekly candle here. So from December the 16th, which was the candle that made the high within this accumulation range here. So we've gone accumulation, manipulation. So key area of interest for price to come back into on the weekly. We'll go down to the daily. So daily, we have a smaller change in state of delivery here. And then our key levels here, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. So we can now do, just get rid of, I'll clear this and we'll just pop that on for the daily. That actually just hit just hit SD1 at that at that high. Very clean. So we can draw on our zone. And we can also do an OTE swing now if this is going to be the current high and we don't get another purge high.
Big if.
If, yeah. Let's get that right. And then we have our high swing that we were looking at from the weekly, back from December to December 16. We can put on here as well. So a few options here for support for price to come back. Down onto the daily, depending, if the month is going to be an open low high close, then probably something like this. And we come back up. Ideally, we can now look at a standard deviation level on the daily. So from the low to the high. And we have our SD1 1.5 in here as well. So bullish continuation, we're normally looking at those between 1 to 1.5 for continuation.
That would be really clean with that landing right above the CE as well.
Be quite nice. I can't see us coming all the way down into here with how bullish it's been. And I see a lot of the time, like on the 5-minute moves, when you get similar setups like this, you will just get that flip of that order block here. And it goes, and my entries are down here and miss out.
Yeah, this open low for this upcoming month, if it does print that way, it should print like a nice propulsion block in this area, like up on top of the opposing OB.
Yeah.
And then that just has the, all the orders to push that all the way up.
And so on the weekly, we've got, so this order block here. Yeah, so if this comes down, closes a down close candle, and then we shoot up, that becomes our propulsion block. Yeah.
Savvy, which indicator shows the standard deviation? These are all just the Fibonacci tool.
So weekly, we can mark this other order block here. So this was responsible for this break above. And then we also have this swing here, which is unmitigated as well. So price hasn't come back to mitigate the shorts used there for this manipulation swing down, which caused this breakout. So lots of points of interest down in this area. And the weekly close is going to be interesting. See if we can close below this candle here, previous week.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. We are below weekly open, well below it now. Well below it. After consolidating on it, manipulating above, now trading below it, and just one more trading day to go.
Going to be interesting. Very cool. Keen to see how that weekly closes, how far down it comes. Back to the daily.
Adrian appears to have both B adjust and set both on currently, Gummy Bear.
Correct.
I'm sorry, can you guys hear those alerts? I don't wanna. Okay. Doesn't look like it could.
Have your alerts going off?
Yeah,
Yep,
our
that
alerts
all
going off.
good. It's dropping down at the moment. So that was our daily. And like we previously discussed, we have that daily PO3. So our accumulation here, manipulation, coming into expansion. And now we want that reaccumulation into here, into our monthly low, and then long your longs to our SD 1.5 on the daily. And once we get a low in here too, we'll be able to do another standard deviation pull from that move as well. And we can line that up with the monthly as well. Going to our 1 hour chart. My 1 hour chart's all fresh again now. Starting from scratch. So lots of liquidity build up here. We have just flipped, this is a 200 SMA, so that's just been flipped at the moment.
Ooh. Spicy.
This, like this 1 hour break here, that's already gone to our SD 1.5. If we do, what was the 4 hour? Does that give us the bigger one? Yeah. Oops. And this would be similar to our daily one that we've had. Drew up, so our low to the high. This becomes our zone, and we're watching that SD1 to 1.5, and that's also within alignment with that 200 SMA, which we can see is being respected nicely.
Yeah, I had been following a 4 hour standard deviation as well on the way up, and we did reach 4.5 standard deviations from that swing as well.
Is that this from June or the lower?
I think it's in May. I think it's the one to the left, a little bit to the right, a few more over.
Down in there. Is this one here as well?
Yeah, that guy.
Oops, I didn't draw that on very well. Hang on. So tired this week.
Yeah, I feel like I've streamed like a million times this week already, and with just the extra New York swing. I mean, the New York stream.
So yeah, nicely there on that H4 for sure.
Yeah, very nice. Manipulated above, came right back underneath pretty swiftly.
And we have those, so as each zone gets stacked on the way, we can draw them on. And we see them, so price comes back to mitigate each zone that was made. Back into the zone, comes back out, back into the zone. And then we haven't come back to this one. We can draw that on as well. So that's unmitigated back from June. Lining up there with that SD 2.5. And we've got all this liquidity along here that we've been building up for June and July. What was the we can do a standard deviation from this next manipulation as well. That was into SD3, SD 2.5. Because they all start to overlap, like creates a heat map for getting those reversals. So now, everyone that does the 1 hour charts, which we highly recommend you do, we can draw on our zone here, or from the 4 hour, sorry. But I'll be using that as the main 1 hour one as well, because this was a very small manipulation here. So 1 hour, we want to watch this whole zone. We look for PD arrays within that zone. And we can do our 1 hour OTE from here to wherever this low is going to come in. And unmitigated order blocks within the zone as well. So bearish continuation down as we're looking for our month to be an open low high close. We want to look for continuation shorts here down into this zone. And then all we need to do is that we map out the 5-minute manipulation if we get one up here. And we can look at those SD levels of that leading down into here from our higher time frame.
Lauren, we'll get into the Friday forecast near the end of the stream. This is actually higher time frame. We're barely scratching the surface right now. Bear with us.
So just as we see these 4-hour manipulation zones overlap and get mitigated, this is the same stuff that we've been going over and Jess talks about as well in her backtesting. If we get these within Q3 on the 5-minute, so say this is like our London here into New York, then we have London up the high here into a New York Q3 AM. Exactly what we want to look for those continuation longs. Gotta love some zone stacking. Very good.
Yeah, very clean, very clean. And then they just, even the retracements, they all line up. It's always beautiful.
All right, shall we? So that's our 1 hour done. I'll close that off as well.
This is like one of the, this has to be the cleanest year since I've started trading, period. Like just the low of year, the AMD, it's just so clean.
Yeah, very nice. And like the monthly has just been, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
And to draw out each week and see it all play out.
Yeah. And like a yearly OB, I will never underestimate a yearly OB ever. Like this solidifies. It's so beautiful.
Everything is just so clean, and like that BPR that's in here.
Yeah, it's just so obvious. Yeah, and the year is not done. It's what a year. What a year. Oh, maybe you're saying in the opposite direction. Like it can it can get ugly.
All these yeah, all these high time frame levels are just, they all work. And this, did it even sweep that one? So you know how we talk about those high order blocks, price comes back and then flips them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another example there. Comes back in,
Yeah.
closes above. It's the same stuff that we're looking at on the daily and the weekly. As we break the highs and we come back, retest and continue. Just gonna have a drink of coffee, guys. Bear with me for a sec.
So, per ICT, when we break above swing highs like that, those highs are treated as breakers, right? And if you jump up to higher time frames, what you're actually seeing is like an OB being confirmed, right? Because you're not seeing all this noise on a higher time frame. It's just continuous down close candles. And that's effectively what makes this yearly candle. So when it goes back and retests into these areas like that, that's how you get this, bullish reaction or this very strong reactions from those areas.
There's one here now on the monthly as well from that December move, which we can then refine down into the weekly and daily. And so the other thing we look for on the 1 hour, just pop this back on and we get our days on here. Thursday, Friday, 1800. So if we look at this current week now, we've had our accumulation range, manipulation, and now we're looking for that retest back into this zone to come back down. So last week we talked about all the power of threes with bullish context, having the accumulation, manipulation to the low, accumulation, manipulation down, and then push up. For each one, accumulation, manipulation, push up. Now that we've broken below the zone, we can look for this to be that accumulation, manipulation, and ideally distribution back down or expansion down. And then we look for price to go the other way once we reach the monthly low.
Indeed. NFP week is the only week where a seek and destroy bullish Friday or a seek and destroy bearish Friday is likely to occur. So there's still the chance of that happening, but with a Thursday reversal, you're more than likely to see a Friday continuation. So, and that basically falls into the same pattern as the seek and destroy bullish Friday or seek and destroy bearish Friday.
Yeah, and so like such a strong move for the Thursday. That's huge.
Yeah, and the seek and destroy beforehand, like it's just straight up and down. Like that is some serious broadening formation type of situation happening. Like that's such a clean seek and destroy week. Oh my goodness. So even the seek and destroy is clean this year. It's unbelievable.
I haven't been able to see any of Frieden's streams, but did he have that one drawn up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Early in the week too, actually. Like once Tuesday formed, he had those BS
He had it
lined up. Yeah.
I had it on the here. I had it on the 5 minute from. I'm not sure if that's the same as his, but from that Monday.
I think he had it on like the hourly or the 4 hour. He was like super higher time frame.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah.
Why? Every time I see them and I'm like, there's no way that can like.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
And then, yeah, man, I missed a good London stream. I picked the wrong day to not go to London.
I was so exhausted, so I didn't end up sharing my trades after this flip. But I was so worn out from watching this because I knew we're at that high. So trying to get shorts in here with each swing failure pattern we're having, with each high. Price kept coming back, stopping me out at break even.
Oh man, that is typical Asia. Gotta love it.
Like burns out your brain before you get into the proper move. All right, guys. So we've drawn on our vertical lines for our 1 hour chart. We put on our true day opens, and then we can see sort of how the week played out. So as we're bullish, we're looking for manipulation below. So we started off, we had that manipulation above TDO, and we come back for Monday. Close pretty much the same as the open. Tuesday was open high, low close. And then we had that Wednesday open, low, high, close. And Thursday's done our open high. So we manipulate above true day open, low, and then we'll close in here somewhere.
Beautiful hourly chart.
So then we're looking for Friday, wherever our true day open comes in. Ideally, the higher the better. Because I want price up here for a short.
Yeah.
We can pop on our PA3 as well, set to the, have I got that on the weekly? Yep. Set to the weekly. So we've got our weekly high here so far. And then currently building up and working on that weekly low. So we've got our OTE. And so with the OTE, we can just keep moving that if we keep going down. We've already reached that expansion from this move. And other areas. So we've taken out these lows here. We've taken out all of this. High time frame, 4 hour break of structure here. So we've got these levels here to watch as well. But yeah, very nice power of 3. Have I checked yesterday's level logic? We can go through that in the daily review if you want and have a look. We can pop, while we're on the 1 hour, we can pop that weekly on and see what that did. Look at that set on the weekly. So this is just using historical data over 15 years, and it maps out the percentiles of, this is set to the weekly candle. So the green here is inside the previous weekly candle. That's our internal range. And the dark gray I've got as the external range here. So price went pretty high, went up into the 95th 95th external zone there, 95th percentile. So only 5% of weekly candles go higher than this zone. And our weekly median, so weekly average price was down here. So from up here back to that internal median would have been, that's pretty nice.
It's amazing.
All right, guys, any questions on the 1 hour? Any questions on the PO3? Hopefully you guys are all well versed after last week's lesson and discussion with Jess. We've got Cozy in here. How'd you go with this move, Cozy? Did you get a really nice take profit?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she held for the entire move. What day was the what day were the tsunamis coming in though? I don't remember.
That was during this as well, I think.
Yeah, maybe during that, yeah. The discussion last week will be on Adrian's channel. It should be his the video from last Thursday.
Yeah, so I've got it into two different areas. So under daily reviews, and then I think there's another one that has mine just with the ones that I do just with Jess ticked as well that you can look in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, for these Thursday reviews specifically, I'm normally tagged in those videos and right in the title. So, you know, if you go to those, it'll always be this Thursday session. GRC, what's your video on the quarterly for NQ? Are you asking Adrian or me? I don't think I have one. Or I don't know if you're asking about something. Or quarterly view. What's your view on the quarterly for NQ? Oh, that's maybe what he's asking. What's your view? We kind of just went over at a higher time frame.
Bullish.
But yeah. Long story short. Hey Chris, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Cozy must be making dinner or something. Sure, she'll
Yeah.
reply when her hands are clean.
So each time I was shorting a swing failure pattern, and then I'd have to post that meme that I would not keep shorting bullish price action, all-time highs. Yeah. So she was reinforcing that that I would post that as well. Well, she's making money and I'm making break evens. Yeah, hitting break evens.
Good times.
All right, let's switch off that. Jump into our daily review. Should be reasonably quick. Move this out of the way. So we come into Asia. We have our 1800 open in here, and price just takes off. Come in. I'll just pop our quarters on for the 90-minute cycle. So we've got some Q1 expansion here. And then we go into quarter 2 manipulation for Asia. We can then draw that box on. And we can look for the PD arrays normally within that zone, which didn't get tapped. It was a bit too bullish. So if we were entering longs off that zone, you can then target the SD levels from there. Normally for Asia, we just want that 1.5. Otherwise, if we do get a cozy up-only session into London manipulation high, you can look at each one. 3.5. And SD 4.5. So Q2 manipulation, quarter 3 continues. So a little small PO3 here, accumulation, manipulation into expansion. So take note for our current daily that we've got with similar price action. It's all just on a different time frame. And we're currently looking at, well, this is sort of similar to this candle here. So we just hit that SD1 Jess on that daily standard deviations. And we built this candle.
Yeah. Wow.
So eyes on that if we then come up and flip it. But ideally on that high time frame, we want to come back, create a weekly down close candle, and then that becomes our propulsion block to come up with.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if it kept stacking order flow just like this. Like just, wow.
It's at like around that SD1 level as well. Very similar. It's cool. This is how I get distracted from a 5-minute daily review and then cross back to what's happening on the higher time frame. All right, so quarter 4 continuation. This is another one of those swing failure patterns. So we take the high, take out the previous quarter. Didn't actually close back inside that candle though, which could have been a bit of a hint there. But did still go down to that, to the low. When we look at the candle before, or that whole range where we come back.
Ah, so you're looking for a close inside the body specifically, not necessarily.
Yeah, they're the
high
better
towards
ones.
that candle.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so we want that within the body. Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer it if it's like a down close too. As opposed and of course obviously if it's a down close it's more than likely gonna close inside the body, but
Yeah.
that's a good gem there.
Even here, so even if this had closed within this body, would have been
Yeah.
nicer, but still, still worked well with that one.
GRC is asking for you to repeat that or to explain that again.
So for the swing failure pattern, we zoom right in here. So as we come up, especially into a quarter 3, or this is quarter 4, where we come up, we sweep the liquidity to the left. We normally want this body here to then close within this body. And then we can target that candle's low or the previous swing low. I can quickly run over that We've been discussing it lately on the higher time frame. We just remove these. If we go back to that monthly, this is such a good example here.
Yeah.
On the monthly. So this is our swing failure pattern here. And we come back and we close within this previous candle. And then we can target that candle's high. So we open, low, close back in the range, price goes to the high of the range. Same as this one here. Open low, close back in the candle. We target that candle's high.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I especially like these because they're also an opposing close to the candle before that.
This is what the bearish one looks like, which is even better if they close bearish. Just get rid of the other lines. Oops.
Saba asked, whole body should be within or just the close must be within?
I like it the whole body like this. But it depends where it opens. I mean, this style is more obvious as a swing failure pattern. So we open, come high, close back within the body. We target that body low, the range low. Oops. My straight lines aren't going very well today.
You're getting really good with that tool though. I'm still it is a mess when I use it. I'm like grabbing the screen and moving everything around.
As soon as you click on a drawing tool or something, then the alt doesn't work. It's making it heaps quicker to discuss stuff though than having to draw everything on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Saba, this monthly candle, this most previous swing fail pattern, I don't know if you can see it by the eye, but it actually opened a little bit lower. So, it opened lower than the previous candle closed.
Just here, yeah. So yeah, always keep an eye out on those candles, guys, especially coming into a quarter 3 session. If it's a sweep of liquidity or sweeps a previous session and does that, that's good. There's one here from, quarter 3, New York on Wednesday. This guy here comes down, sweeps this whole range. Closes back up. You can see CE of that also being respected over here and goes back to the high of the range. Even takes this out. But we mostly want to focus with talking about these candles is just that one range that they're in. Sweeps, takes out the high.
Beautiful.
All right, so quarter 4, this is continuation again. Another one there. Oh, that's one that we were discussing. We come back up. We're into quarter one of London now. Oops. Zoom in a bit here. Got some more bit of seek and destroy. Doesn't quite take that low. Does it take the low here? Yeah. It's another sort of seek and destroy. We've got accumulation range basically in here. We don't want to be participating in this. Come down into London quarter two. We've got, this is our true day open, is this line here. And then we start to manipulate above into quarter three. So we get our London quarter three manipulation. We come up to SD4, almost SD 4.5 from that Asia manipulation. And then we have, did a standard deviation from this swing here.
Was there SMT there?
This is why I didn't want to put this one on, because I knew I was going to get asked. And I was checking this morning and it was very close, but there was no SMT there.
Well, yeah.
But it's very close. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Okay. Well, here, hold on a second. Is there SMC with the bodies?
So ES bodies was lower. Yeah. There we go.
See. Yeah, so see this is a theory, guys. I haven't studied it yet, but I do have a theory with SMC bodies. Like when the bodies, yeah. That should tell the whole story.
All right, so we've got SMT with the bodies, so that allows us to now use this swing as our standard manipulation. Thanks, Jess. SD 2.5 here, reaccumulation, and we come up to SD 4 and 4.5. SD 4, sorry, was from that swing. We have our lineup of 4 to 4.5 from our Asia manipulation here. Lots of confluence coming in. We're in that 95th percentile of the weekly external range. So only 5% of weekly candles are going higher than this.
Wicked. That's crazy. That's a great stat.
Lots of confluence there. We then
I'm gonna step away momentarily.
Swing failure pattern here on the 5 minute. Didn't quite close back into that candle, as we've been discussing. And then comes down, and then we flip our BISI here. So 5 minute model, we normally want to have that break first. If we're trying to get in early, we can use, because we're in quarter three, we can use this inverted BISI. So early entries would be from here. Down to SD 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4. And then 5 minute zone break entries back from here. Should we do an OTE of that as well? So we go from that high to the low. Drag that across. Oh, not quite OTE. Oops. So yeah, a couple of options for entries. We also had that was within, so 5 o'clock macro was here. Come back, this was into the 9 o'clock macro, so 8:50 here into 9 o'clock. So very quick open high and straight into the low. The entry that I had was at 8:50, was here. and it had stop above the high.
So something that I've discovered in our backtesting is those OTE levels do get hit quite a bit, specifically during the macro.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So H1 open into an OTE of this swing. Oops. Game on. So 5 minute model would be from here, and then yeah, target 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5 over 4 accounts. For my trade, I was burnt out from this, and only entered on one account. I had an account here that I went aggressive with, and I added, and then I got taken out at B here for stepping down the stop loss while averaging up, and then re-entered. I had a bit of a break through this, and then re-entered at 850 and just targeted SD4. As soon as this move played out, I went to bed. Stop loss was to break even, and I just let that play out overnight.
Dude, bravo. That's amazing. Nothing like waking up to that.
Especially after like this just killed me, and then taking that break even there, because I had size on for this bit, and then it was less size, just 3 micros for this one. Because I don't want to.
You know what's insane? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to hold large size overnight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's insane to me is that like, I know it's inevitable for you because you live in Australia, but this is why I stopped trading Asia, right? Is because you hold all night and you wait for this all night and you get like bogged down all night, and then in New York it just happens in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It happens instantly. It's just like, okay, well that's all I needed. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas this just kills your brain. Yeah. And all you really need to be on the computer for is this. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I did get the taste of New York today. I've done most of the New York AMs all week. Which is why I'm also super burnt out by the time I'm watching this, because I just really wanted that short down all day. But
Not Mando. Is that sorry? Go ahead.
you're for the New York AMs, like most of this week, I've tried to not be watching Asia and just come on during those key times in London. So like London Q2,
Yes.
Q3, and then come on in here, which is exactly what Jess is.
Yes, the stay.
Same.
Sorry, I'm jumbling my words. Sleep in and stay up late.
Yeah.
You know. Not Mando is asking. He's asking where your OTE levels were for OTE.
For this swing.
Yeah.
So we go from. Oops, I'll draw it back on. So we're going from this high down to this low. So I didn't quite get the 6.2 there. Normally we see this come back to 7.9. We get 7.9 suits, which is normally when I tag Jess into some posts. Like there it is again. And we want to use inverted fair value gap within that manipulation. So it was a good entry here. Well, ideally, if we had a break here and then we come back up into that, would have been really good. And we'd have our OTE then from there to there. But we want that main move here, OTE. We come back up into a key time or a macro. And the macro meaning that the hourly is going to open high. We get tagged in and then low close. And we have minimal drawdown within that process, within that time. So yeah, OTE from here to here. Oh, everyone's messaging me while I'm on stream.
If any of you are sending Adrian messages, please put them in the chat instead. If it's any of you.
All right. Yeah, so then, so early entry shorts from here, and then break of the zone shorts from in here during that 9 o'clock macro. All make sense, guys? And then, so then we're looking at, if we can get it in on 4 accounts, ideally. First account TPs at SD 1.5. Oops. Second account SD 2.5. And we can see how well these levels react.
Man, monster trade. Monster trade. Oh my goodness.
SD 4.5.
And look at how they just go straight to TP. Just so beautiful.
Yeah, when you watch lots of Asia and then you see this, you're just like questioning your life choices, right?
Yeah. I've lost many accounts just losing my brain in Asia.
Yeah. So yeah, best trade of the week there. Best manipulation of the week. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution.
Ooh, Savvy, that's a good question. Adrian, do you have one? Do you have a video on how to draw the standard deviation swings? I feel like you did make one once upon a
Yeah.
time, no?
I think so. And
You did, right?
like there's a lot of, like I've done so many examples of them. I should do
okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, let me Savvy, I think your best bet is to go through Adrian's channel. Start as far back as you want to scroll, and then you should start from your chart on the same date of wherever you scrolled back to, and try drawing fibs on your own chart and then referring to Adrian's chart to see if you did them correctly or not. I think that's the best way to do it instead of watching a video.
And like there's so many daily reviews, and I put them on every single daily review, which I hope that everyone is looking at daily. Because they take me like an hour every day to do.
Yeah, everyone should be watching those.
Everyone wants an indicator. Like, it's good to draw stuff on, guys, and it builds muscle memory for drawing. I spend so much time each day drawing stuff on.
Yeah, and you learn how to read it live because you've drawn it so much. So much. Oh, he means the data points. Level logic, I assume.
Ah, okay. I have both OT and standard deviation, but I'm trying to figure out how to toggle the two fibs. Not sure what you mean. So we've got like our standard deviation from this pool.
Yeah, like the direction of them.
So this one's going. So we draw this one from high to low that made it. And then OTE, we're drawing from the high to the low swing, which is just a higher time frame swing, right? We just want those main pivot points.
Yeah, for like super oversimplification, you just draw it in the direction that price is going towards, right? So, or if a manipulation, you're doing opposite of the swing, right?
So if we're on the 30-minute, it's a bit cleaner. That's our OTE. And the idea behind each standard deviation area is that we then, I have that lined up right. Price then goes into redistribution at normally around SD 1.5, which it went straight through. SD 2.5 is our next redistribution, which we can see here. We come back up into 10 o'clock macro. That's our new H4, and that then opens high, low close, and goes straight to that final target, SD 4.5.
So beautiful. I only got a little piece and I also had to close because of consistency.
Yeah. All right, we then go into the PM session. Have our retracement here. So this would be another, so for showing you guys OTE. So we then want to do an OTE swing from this high to this low, the next leg, because we don't want to sell down here. You know, if we're looking for shorts in the PM session, you want to sell as high to premium. So if this is our range, we want to sell as high in premium as we can for continuation and then attack that low. So using our fib tool, we're going to get the high of this swing. We drag it down to the low. Change that to my OTE one. And then we drag that across. So I normally keep these for neatness. I drag them across to each sort of 4-hour swing. So price comes down and then back into premium. So we're above the 50% level, just missing the 0.62 there, and then continues down. We get another break of structure there. We can do another fib for our standard deviation from here and follow that down if we were getting in around here. So if we were looking for a Q1 manipulation, we could look for shorts once that low breaks, or if there was an inverted BISI in here, but there, it doesn't look like there was. And then we can then target the next lot of levels, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. Well, that was our fixed range volume profile POC Jess from that previous day.
Wow.
Lining up nicely with SD 4.5 there as well.
Yes, what a beautiful target. And then price just chops after that.
Yeah. We've got some inner range liquidity building at the moment, so this could be an interesting move here that we get now too. Not interested in longs today, but I do want price to come up nice and high into London or New York AM. So I can leave this standard deviation on for now. And then if we're looking at OTEs later and we want to see price come back into the zone, we would then be drawing from this low to wherever that high comes in. So ideally we get something like this into continuation down. You know, or being the end of the week, it could just consolidate.
Yeah, perhaps, for sure.
Especially after such a big move.
Yeah, or all of the juice can be in the NFP move and then the rest of the day consolidates.
Yeah, everyone gets chopped up into NFP.
Yeah.
Yeah. NFP sweeps both sides and then sends down.
Yeah.
No one wins. All right, shall we move on to our monthly questions?
Yes. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to that? Or we can just move on while you guys are asking questions. If anyone has one. I'll go ahead and pop it in the chat.
I can't paste it onto my chart. It's too big. Jess will put them in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we went over these questions a while ago, maybe over 2 months ago now. But these are the questions that you kind of want to go over with yourself in your Discord journals that you guys should have all created with us as well. We did a video on how to create your Discord journal. But every single month, you should be looking back at what you've done, how you've performed, very objectively, if you can, right? And you should do it in some sort of structured way, which this is providing for you. So, what worked well this month, what didn't work well this month, which session did you perform best in, which session did you underperform in. Asia, cough, cough. What?
Yeah. That's mine. I'm
What
like,
time
stay away
of
from Asia next month. Yeah.
what time of day was your most successful trades? This is really key for you to figure out, I think. Did you journal your losing trades? Did you journal your losing trades? Did you enter trades too soon? Did you enter trades too late? Did you take profit too soon? Did you take profit too late? Did you risk too much or too little? What actions have you taken to fix these issues? And I would really recommend everyone here to take some sort of realistic baby step that you can duplicate every single day, not something where your hands are completely tied and it's too hard to do. You really want to do something very small and actionable that's repeatable easily. Um, how can you do more of what worked this month, and how can you do less of what didn't work this month? And one thing that I do for these two specifically is I leave the charts every day at 11 a.m. because I saw that I was losing most of my trades between 11 and 2 p.m. And so from there, I just easy hack is just to just leave the desk, leave my office, or get out of the house in general. So something like that, create friction between you and your losses. If you could rewind the month, what advice would you give yourself knowing what you know now after the month has ended? What after you have learned whatever you learned this month? What's one thing you're proud of this month? So, as much as it's important to give yourself constructive feedback, you also want to give yourself flowers, praise yourself as much as you can for what you did do right. Because if you're just constantly beating yourself down, you automatically associate bad feelings with trading, and you don't want to bring that type of energy to the chart. Does anyone have any questions about that? I'm happy to emphasize on any of these points or any of these questions if you guys. Uh, Cryptic, I think you need to go. You need to be trading more aggressive personally. Taking your time with evals. Insane. Yeah, and holding longer. But yeah, all of this you guys should be going into some sort of review section in your Discord journals. If you don't have a Discord journal, you should probably start with making a Discord journal. But based on your answers from this performance review, you should have a good summary and even like an adjustment to your trading plan going into the next month, right? So if you have a trading plan that you're currently working off of, you can make adjustments accordingly, or label it August, right? August 25, and mention the specific steps that you're changing this month to move forward. And that way you have some sort of metric with what worked and what didn't when you do this review at the end of this month. Taking profits too early. I think, honestly, when it comes to taking profits too early, I think the actual fix is either to switch to taking partials or to just switch to breaking even. Because you can let a trade that's already running continue running, right? As long as it doesn't come back to stop you out red. But if you're already break even, sure, you may just not make any money overall, but it's better than letting all those profits go without you, in my opinion. For me, that's what I discovered for me, right? Like when I used to see profits or trade like today, if I would have been in the trade and price just kept going and going and going without me, previously I would have tilted 100% because I closed too early, I didn't get to partake. And so then I would just start opening trades left and right on any account available. And so that I noticed was a tilt point for me. Maybe it's different for you, in which you would rather lock that profit in. But yeah, I think a good one of the ways you can kind of tweak that or test out to see if you like it is to just break even instead. Is there a video on starting the Discord journal? Yes, there is. I will link that for you.
The other thing I like to do in regards to, if you're taking profits too early, if you're getting nervous about it, for example, this is where having staggered TPs helps for me. I'm like, okay, we hit SD 1.5, one account is out. I'm like, right, I'm done. That's taking profit. Or, if I'm getting nervous and it's just before SD 1.5 and it could be a reversal, is I just TP on one account.
Yes.
The advantage of multiple accounts, you're like, okay, I'm satisfied. I've got TP with one account. My stop losses are at break even on the other accounts. I'm relaxed.
100%. And to your point, Savvy, with trailing drawdown accounts, those accounts I think are better for partials. So trailing drawdown specifically, you want to do partials. You can also implement what Adrian has done, and he's spread the risk and the profits across accounts. This is, I think, honestly, this is a really good way that we're not maximizing enough. Like I don't think any of us are doing it to the extent that we should be doing it. It's a little different from risk sinking, right? It's almost like it's actually advantageous to those who want to AUP or learn to AUP down the road. So yeah, I think that that you have that option, and then you also like the most basic baby step I think is to just BE if you don't have the capacity to put the trade on for multiple accounts. Thank you, Cryptic. Appreciate it. Any other questions? Anything about the monthly review? But yeah, this is a very solid foundation for everyone to start reviewing yourselves, and you can even apply this on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. Just remember to not make it so exhaustive that you don't want to do it again. Um, because if you just spend all this time again like just beating yourself down, or you're kind of discovering and feeling all these emotions, you kind of just don't look at the journaling aspect of trading as fun. Therefore you just won't do it, and this part is super important when it comes to back testing, right? Obviously, backtest Jess, I'm all for it. But one of the plots that people are missing is that like you're not back testing yourself. You're not applying your own behavior to your testing and figuring out what about you, like what about your setup, your personal setup when you come to the chart, your mood, your sleep, whatever, your lack of working out, your working out, what you ate, how does this affect you? If you had coffee, if you had energy drinks, things like that, how these things affect you in your performance. And so, if you're simply doing a review, maybe you're not even journaling yet, you'll be able to look back and say, okay, this day I did that, or that night, I remember that night because it was a bad night. I stayed up all night trading Asia. Things of that nature. And so, therefore, again, you just have a much better plan going into the next month.
For me, it's like too many times I tried to trade the 2200 H4. And I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of my shorter daily reviews I've done this week. I've tried to keep them around 18 minutes or so they're quick. But every time, and this is the H4 that does nothing and you don't want to trade. And then I try and trade it and it does nothing.
Yeah.
So monthly
Okay.
review,
Actually,
don't touch the 2200 H4 for Adrian. What not today to improve.
I'm gonna write that down for our back test when I do the data refinement. So, in other news, if you guys don't have questions, feel free to drop them. But I'm gonna just chat with Adrian now. In our back test today, we reached 110 reps, and we finished all of January and February. And if you recall, this is when price action starts to get a little crazy this year. When it starts to, we just start having 500-point days every day. So after I return from vacation, the first Tuesday that I'm back on August 12th, I'll be doing the first data refinement of the model. So I'm going to go through and see if I can pick out things like the 2200 candle, or taking trades in Q2, and then I'll also be able to comb through all the other data that we've been collecting, like the PD arrays that we take trades in, the macros that we take trades in. I want to say the macros are still at 100% win rate, or very close to it, like a 98, 99% win rate. But um, about 70% of the trades are still occurring outside of the macro. So there's a lot of reps that are not occurring during the macro, and I think if I'm gonna look at the win rate of those macro trades, but if we were to I think if we were to dwindle down to just the macro trades, we would maybe get one trade per week.
Yeah. Whereas if you're looking at the 30-minute mark as well,
Ah,
you
yes,
mean
that's a
then
good
it's
point. There's a lot of 30 entries, 100%.
30-minute
I know that
swing
off the top.
points. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So yeah, backtesting is going great. We'll be doing our first actual look of the data and audit of the data when I get back from vacation in the week.
It's so much work, guys. It's definitely worth putting on. Like, even if if you're doing your daily chart setup, or working through a chart like I'm doing at the moment, and you have Jess's backtest session on another screen, like, watch it, pay attention. It's a lot of work. It's worth doing. It's worth paying attention to, and definitely highly recommended.
Thank you.
And once we get a bit more data, we can scale it all exactly towards certain times, which is something that I want to put a lot of work into next month as well. I'm going to be next month. I want to step away from the social trading side of it with King Lion and get back to drilling down on some more data and some refined entry conditions, and a bit more information on the mentorship as well. So it's another month or
Oh,
so. We
awesome.
should have some really good collective data for everyone to use. But you got to put the time in. You got to watch what's going on, look at the reviews, watch Jess's back tests, and really give yourself an edge.
Yeah, I want to take a second to recognize Stefan. Stefan is actually backtesting in real time as I'm backtesting. He's the only one. He's the only member that I know to have done that. And on top of that, he's backtesting MNQ while I'm backtesting NQ. So it's been a very interesting dynamic that's been added to the backtest sessions.
Awesome. Well done. Good job, Stefan. Good to see you putting the time in.
Thanks, Ajo. I appreciate it. You're definitely always a regular. Mm.
All right, guys. So I've just drawn on our daily chart. So we do have our 4-hour Sibian here, 4-hour BPR was in here. We've got our daily range OTE, area of interest here, fixed range volume profile POC from the daily range and from this main drop from here down to here, down to PDL. So good points of interest around here for the day. The higher this goes, the better. If we put on our 0.25 as well, and if it is just going to be a quick push up, an area to watch too for continuation. That's our daily chart setup. We just had our PDL sweep. Yeah, not interested in the price action here. Could just go sideways. If I do want to get short later on in London or New York, my areas of interest are up here. If everyone's pretty happy with that or no other questions, I'll probably look to end the stream here. Thanks, Jess, again. I hope you guys do those monthly questions and go through and really invest the time into improving yourselves and your trading each month. It's just these little small steps, and writing it down, putting it into your own journal and into your own Discord channel really helps.
Yeah. As much as like I know how much you want to be patted on the back by another person, and I know how much you want guidance from another person because you think, oh, we've been in it for X amount of time longer than you. Like, really, your best bet is to do all of these things yourself. I, it just is the only way, really, for you to review these things yourself, study them yourself, and kind of just struggle through the mess on your own. That's the best way to learn all of this because then you start to come up with these ideals on your own, and then it's like, oh, they also discovered this. They also said the same thing. I'm noticing the same thing. This is this is the best way to internalize price. As much as you want to reach out to any of us, I swear to you, the best bet is to study on your own. And that's just not because I don't want to answer DMs. It's just you're really, yeah, when you get to know yourself, because as you learn yourself and you learn how to recognize your own cues and things, and you recognize the cues in price, and these things come together, right? You have gained this experience because you studied it on your own. You didn't watch someone else study it. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
All good. Thanks, Jess. Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good
We'll
one.
end it there.